you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're keeping well. My name is Dr. Mercy, and today we talk about hope, finding hope. I know if you have been like me, you have been at that place where you have felt so hopeless. You have tried A, it has not worked. You have tried B, it has not worked. You have even gone to C and it has knocked. And you are feeling like, can this thing really work? Will life ever turn around? Will I find hope? I mean, you are looking for a job, your children are misbehaving, your marriage is not working out. I mean, simply things are hopeless. You are at that point of feeling very hopeless. I want to encourage you from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 11. The Bible says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." Who is declaring? The Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you future and a hope. The Lord is declaring today that He will give you a future and a hope. So even when you feel so hopeless, you feel like your life has come to an end, you can find hope in God. Allow me to propose maybe 3 things that we can do even as the Lord helps us to find hope in Him. Could you be feeling hopeless because maybe you have set very high goals for yourself? You are struggling to meet your targets. The targets are just too high. I challenge you to be real, be realistic. Don't set goals that for sure you know from the very beginning that you're going to fail. What about becoming a little bit flexible and setting goals that you can achieve? Set goals that I know we're supposed to push ourselves, to achieve the highest. But sometimes we can get ourselves to that point where we feel hopeless because we have set very, very high targets. So let's set goals that are reachable. Number 2, what about looking out for positive vibes? Positive news. There is so much negative. You watch news from the beginning to the very end. You keep shifting from one channel to the next. Bad news, bad news, bad news. Until you get so used to negative news, to bad news, and you feel very, very hopeless. Look for friends that are positive. Look for something that will build your faith, something that will motivate you, something that will make you find hope. Feel that after all, there is a reason to, there's a good reason to live. I challenge you, look out for positivity, positive news. What about loving yourself? Some people do not love themselves at all. They have everything negative to say about themselves. They are not compassionate to themselves. They are not kind to themselves. So what happens as you keep on pushing yourself to feeling, to not being kind, you get to a point where you become so hopeless. I challenge you, be a bit kind to self. Self-love, where you go to the mirror and hug yourself and say, wow. When God was creating me, He spent so much time on my nose. My nose looks so beautiful. Instead of seeing your nose looking crooked, you can find your nose looking unique and beautiful. That way, you find hope in the Lord. Remember, Jeremiah 29, verse 11. I have good plans for you, not mercy, but the Lord has good plans for you, to give you a future and a hope. You can trust the Lord. Toulouse.